Yeah, you see it. I went ahead and I bit the bullet. I got the Bilt card. It's been a card that's been on my radar, but people say it's for renters, but I think homeowners can make some use of this in certain ways if you're strategic, and also potential homeowners as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna let the kid do her thing and we're gonna get into it.
Welcome back to my dad's channel. If you're new here, make sure to click that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to share.
What is it? It's a credit card. It has a hard and fast limit, so it qualifies as a credit card. This is not a charge card. And what I like to do, especially with new cards in my collection, is do a little unboxing or unenveloping. But fortunately, this one comes with a box, as you saw earlier. So that way we can actually see what it's like, that anticipation of getting out of the box and being all happy and junk. So as I bring the box here, you'll see they have a little device here. It's not exactly working the way I want it to work. Let's try it here. Oh, there we go. So I'll start off with showing you the back, and that is it. Rent is now rewarding. I don't know if that comes across on your view right, but that's what it says. That is the back. And now let's go to the front. Now from the front, you'll see that you have the actual Bilt card here. We'll leave that in. But what fell out of here is actually a little booklet that comes with said box that tells you about the card. So this Bilt credit card is actually a World Elite MasterCard. And the other thing is that it's metal. And I'm a big fan of metal cards. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a thing. Hey, look, I got first world issues and also first world preferences. And nothing is, more attractive than a fancy metal card. And I guess you can blame the Centurion card for that, because that pretty much all got us intrigued with metal cards. So with that, I can go ahead and give this a little drop, and you can hear that loud sound. So you might be asking yourself, metal card, comes in a fancy box, World Elite MasterCard, how much does it cost? Well, the answer is one of my favorite sentences in the world. It doesn't cost a thing. This is a 0 annual fee card. You will not be paying an annual fee for this card. You can hold it. I will hold it. And this is definitely going to be a keeper card for me, because it doesn't hurt for me to hold it even if I sock drawer it, or even if I decide to make it go dormant and just use it once every 2 years just to keep the account live, because that can still add to my average age of accounts. So this is a free card per se, and I will be holding on to it. So just so you know, you don't have to worry about paying any crazy annual fees. And it's really going to shock you given all of the things that this card has to offer, which we're going to get into next. So first things first, we are going to get into the multipliers and the benefits. But before we get to the specific multipliers, the first benefit I want to outline is the referral structure. With the Bilt MasterCard, you can refer other people to get the card and you get 2,500 Bilt points. I got this card off a referral from Joshua Butler's YouTube page. Great creator. You definitely need to check him out. I will go ahead and include a screenshot of him here. Please feel free to check out his material, like, share, and subscribe. He has helped me with my thumbnails so that they're not so terrible anymore. So with all that being said, understand that with the 2,500 Bilt points that you can max out at 1 million. Now, that is great because points are something we're going to get into. Now, also, here is another thing that you need to know, is that you can actually get a personalized Bilt code by downloading the app to your phone, even if you don't have the card. So that's kind of crazy, but I would definitely just, suggest you guys look into that. Now, getting into the multipliers. Now, I'm going to warn you, this section is going to be long because this card offers a ton for 0 annual fee. And that includes some of the perks that comes with being a World Elite MasterCard. So now getting into the multipliers, you have 3x for dining, 2x for travel purchases, rental cars, direct purchases of flights, hotels, and the like, and 1x for everything else. But the card's superpower and what people advertise it for is its ability to get you 1x on rent paid without having to pay the transaction fees that most companies will charge you when you use a credit card. And Bilt does that in a special way. So Bilt is able to do that by using their Bilt Alliance. You can use your credit card through them and there will be no fee. But if you also have another property manager that only takes ACH, they actually have a routing number and a checking number that you can use, and there will be no fee. They'll take care of the fee for you. And the third way is they will cut a live check to a landlord that takes checks. I mean, obviously you have to time it so that your rent is not late, but that is amazing. These are the links that they will go to make sure you get points for what is arguably your highest expense every month. I mean, for normal people, that is where you live. Now, in addition to that, as far as the rent superpower is concerned, there is a feature called Bilt Protect. So now let's say you have your rent, but you are scared to have your credit utilization go crazy. You can actually link an account and you can use that as Bilt Protect. So you can use that in the Bilt portal in place of the Bilt routing number and account number. And what will happen is that Bilt will take the money from that linked checking account, thereby not using your credit limit, not raising your utilization, and you still get the points. You can't really beat that. If you rent anything, this is probably the card you ought to use at this point now. And I still have a ton of benefits to cover. Now, going back to the points, there is a caveat that I did fail to mention, and that is rent day multiplier. The rent day multiplier means that on the first of every month, which is normally rent day, the day that rent is due, on average, your multipliers actually double. So for 24 hours, starting 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, that part is very important for all my East Coast people. You guys are not the center of the universe. Understand that this starts 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll correct myself if I am, I think that's 3 a.m. Eastern. But that is when your rolling 24 starts, where you will get 6x on restaurants, 4x on travel, and 2x on everything else. But it's still 1x on rent. That never changes. But the fact of the matter is, at 6x on restaurants, this card is now punching out of its weight class and hitting the Amex Gold really where it counts, and that's in the restaurant category. So other benefits include cell phone protection, up to $800. Now that's per claim. That is actually akin to the Amex Platinum. And remember, this is a no annual fee card. With a $25 deductible, you get 2 claims per year, up to $800. Now also, as a non-annual fee card, this card also includes primary CDW coverage for car rentals. That's primary, not secondary, meaning that should any collision or damage or such befall you, and I don't want it to, you don't have to make a claim with your car insurance. You can actually go straight to the card. They will handle it first without you even touching your insurance. Remember, this is still no annual fee card. So now with all this and all these points that you're earning, the Bilt points have come onto the scene. They are back. They are transferable. The transfer partners that you have are on par with all of the big boys, with Chase, with Amex. So you'll get things like Virgin. You'll get things like Hyatt, which Chase is known for, but now there's another player. And what is special about the Bilt card is Bilt has something that none of them have. Not Chase, not Amex, not Citi. They have American Airlines. Now, mind you, I'm no fan of American Airlines, but American Airlines is a travel partner that is normally not something that people can use, and they are unique in that fashion. Now, also with the Bilt points, they are very versatile, and they are versatile in the fact that you can redeem them on the Bilt app for items out of the Bilt collection, which are like home decor. I probably wouldn't, because I'm a huge fan of travel, and it is common knowledge that redeeming them by transferring the travel partners will get you the most outsized value. But there are other options. There are also fitness classes that you can transfer at a 1 cent per point ratio to pay for fitness classes. So if one is $25, then the cost would be 2,500 points if that is your thing. But also you can actually use these points to put a down payment on a home. They will actually count towards a down payment on a home at a rate of 1.5 cents per point, but we will get into that in a little bit. Now, also, last but not least, you can redeem them to actually help offset the cost of your rent. It's not something I would highly suggest, as the redemption rate is 0.55 cents per point standard. So you're not even getting a penny per point. It's not worth it. But if you get into an emergency situation, hey, your miles may vary, but the value won't. So let's talk status. The Bilt reward system actually has tiered levels. So you start at blue, then you can go to silver, then you can go to gold, and you can go to platinum. Those are your Bilt levels. Now, when you start at blue, that's at 0. Now, these Bilt statuses that you will earn throughout the year, because remember, you can earn points on rent up to 50,000 points per year, depending on where you live. So that covers high rental places like New York, San Francisco, LA, and such and whatnot. But the fact is that as you pay your rent or pay your bills or accrue points by plenty of means necessary that Bilt gives you, you can move through these tiers, and each tier has different benefits. Now, as you move through the tiers, if you achieve a tier before June 30th of the present year that you are in, said tier will reset January 31st of the next year. But if you get said status after June 30th, i.e. July 1st, according to Bilt's own site, you will retain status for the remainder of that year and the whole of the next year. So, if you're teetering on the edge, you might want to save that next status jump until July. So firstly, when you're at the blue level, you have 0 to 24,999 points, which allows you to transfer Bilt points to travel partners at a minimum of 2,000 points. You have to have 2,000 to start the transfer. That's the absolute minimum. And you do get extra points if you sign leases through the Bilt Alliance. That is their alliance of property management companies that handle rents and such and what have you. So you'll get extra points if you sign your leases through them over and above the 1x that the card provides. So now at the silver status, that's 25,000 points all the way up to 49,999. Things start to get a little interesting. You get, the benefits of the blue status, only now your minimum points transfer is actually 1,000 points instead of 2,000. And now you get a blanket 10% bonus if you re-sign a lease through any of the Bilt Alliance partners. And in addition to that, something weird that they have here, and I would love to get some data points on it as the card has more time to filter through people, is that you get interest on your points. So that would be interesting to see how that works out, and I will definitely be keeping an eye out for that. Now, the gold tier. Now you're at 50,000 points all the way up to 99,999. You get all the benefits of the silver tier, except that 10% goes up to a 25% bonus when you use Bilt Alliance partners to re-sign your leases. Now, in addition to that, you get all the benefits of the silver tier. You get the up bonus when you use the Bilt Alliance partners, and now you have access to the homeowners concierge, the homeowners assistance concierge that they have there. And I'm sure these people are there to answer questions about potential home ownership and the processes that you have to go through to get to it. Now, once you hit 100,000 points and beyond, you are at the platinum tier. And at the platinum tier, you get all the benefits of the gold, the silver, the blue. And now, when you re-sign your lease with Bilt Alliance partners, you get a 50% points bonus on that. And in addition to everything else you also get a free gift from the Bilt collection. That's the home decor I was telling you about. Now, as far as buyer protections, you get a 90-day purchase protection when you pay for things with your Bilt card. So you can claim up to $10,000 per claim, $50,000 maximum per account, and that is good for 90 days after the purchase. So if you get like a laptop and it gets damaged or stolen, you place a claim, you are covered as long as you use your Bilt card to purchase it. Now, Bilt also has trip cancellation and trip delay insurance. Now, I probably wouldn't suggest using it because the limits are pretty low per day. I think it's like $120 a day. And you have other cards that, yeah, they may have an annual fee and some of them might not, but it's kind of low as far as a travel card or in the travel vein would be concerned. But the protection is there if this is a card that you use to book travel. Now, speaking of travel, when we do talk about travel, we have to talk about one thing that I love that credit cards do, and that is not charge foreign transaction fees. And with the Bilt MasterCard, you will not pay any foreign exchange fees whatsoever, so you can feel free to use this card worldwide. wherever MasterCard is accepted, of course. And they're the special promos. Because there is an app made into this, they have special promos going all the time. Like Bilt will pay the rent of 3 random people that they choose after they solve a puzzle or do some sort of task, which is amazing because it's kind of like a lottery system, but it's like all you got to do is use a little brain power. You have the potential of getting your rent paid. Now, in addition to that, you also have the transfer partner bonuses. So if you sign up for the Bilt card and you have accounts with all the transfer partners, all you have to do is link them to the card and you get 100 Bilt points. So you can actually start this thing out. If you link 11 partners, you can start out with 1,100 points and you haven't bought a thing yet. And sometimes they even have bonuses above and over that 100 points that you can take advantage of. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for that. So now we're going to get into the fact that this is, once again, a World Elite MasterCard, which actually comes with its own set of bonuses. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give those to you because I told you this part, the meat and potatoes, was going to be pretty thick. So we're going to keep rolling. So as a World Elite MasterCard, you actually get $5 off your first DoorDash order every single month when you make a DoorDash order. So if you're a DoorDasher, if you're a DoorDash participant, you like ordering food from DoorDash, your first order every month will come with a $5 discount. You also receive $5 after booking 3 paid rides with Lyft every month. So you get the 3 rides and then you get a $5 credit. Also, you get $5 after you spend $20 at fandango.com. So if you want to go to the movies, and $20 going to the movies, I think that'll buy you like 4 kernels of popcorn, but at least $5 is $5. Now you also get a 5% rebate back on a HelloFresh meal prep delivery kit, and you can actually use that as a rebate to pay for further deliveries. So that's just another thing to keep in mind for those of us who eat healthy. Now, in addition to this, you get a year complimentary subscription to ShopRunner. Now, I've covered ShopRunner on many Amex cards. They're a big partner with Amex. And, even with the Amex Platinum, if you have this card like I do, you actually get that for free, period. So just a lot of cards are coming with it. So, that one, your minds may vary on that one as well. You get access to the MasterCard Luxury Hotels and Resorts collection. So like the Visa Signature collection, like the Amex FHR, this is a collection of hotels that are in league with the issuer that will get you certain perks if you use their portal to book it, prepaid hotel stays, and you will get things like upgraded rooms and certain perks if you stay a prescribed amount of nights. I'm not going to really dive deep into that, but you guys, if you've been around, you get the idea of what their hotel collection is going to provide. Now, finally, we have MasterCard ID theft protection. So they will monitor the web and see if you have any suspicious transactions. And if you do, given they had, a little kerfuffle as of very recent with some fraudulent charges that it looks like has been cleared up, understand that this is going to be important. The ID theft protection will alert you to any fraudulent charges, which will then be covered. So you definitely, it's going to be worth its weight in gold. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So now let's talk closest relatives to this card. And given the amount of benefits and things that I've read off of this no annual fee card, I don't really see a comparable relative or even alternative because no one else is really paying you for rent and trying to make sure that you don't pay the fees to use a credit card to do so. So in this category, this card is actually in a league of its own. It has just a ton of value for a no annual fee card, a keeper card, a metal card, a World Elite MasterCard, and it doesn't have a lot of negatives that other ones provide. So for this one, this is just my opinion, but I don't have an alternative. I don't have a relative card. So we're going to have to call this one a wash. But as always, there's a dark side. And the dark side being is that this card, for all its wonderfulness, has no sign-up bonus. So really and truly, there's really nothing attracting you to the card like other cards have, that animal magnetism, people trying to get a bulk of points from the jump. So that is definitely something to consider. Now, sign-up bonuses are just something that we need. So the card doesn't have one. Now, also, it's still new, and while it is an innovative card, understand that now once people see the blueprint and see how it works, the first thing they're going to do is try to defeat it. So this card really hasn't had the kind of time in the market that I need to see where it falls. Other than that, I'm really not seeing a ton of problems for the card. So that'll pretty much round out the dark side. So my final thoughts: who is this card for? And this card is for everybody. This card is for homeowners, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because in certain situations, homeowners can get great use out of this card, especially like me. If you live in a deed restricted community, you pay an HOA. Now that's a homeowners association fee. Some people call it home maintenance. There are different ideas, and a lot of places are going to this. As soon as they slap a wooden fence around your house, they want to call it a HOA, and it's essentially a rent on top of your mortgage. And the good thing is that Bilt has confirmed that when you pay your HOA, which is handled by most property management companies who also handle rents, the cover is rent. They code as rent. And as a matter of fact, in my own special use case, I actually used this card, and without thinking, I tried to pay my HOA because, just that's how I do to hit my subs. I put all of that on there, and they actually denied the purchase. And I couldn't figure out why this brand new card was denying me. And they sent me a text, and it's because they wanted me to be sure that I knew that there was a better way to actually pay this without the fee. And I was actually able to pay my HOA via ACH using their routing number and bank account. It takes a couple of days to hit the card, and sure enough, you get the points for it. I was impressed. So thinking about that as far as homeowners go, and also if you're a homeowner and you are looking at rental property or a separate home, their homeowners concierge and the fact that you can use points towards a down payment on another home is invaluable if their interest rates are competitive. Since you can only redeem the points if it originates with Bilt, as long as their interest rates are competitive, that is just another thing in your arsenal that takes a little bit of the pressure off of land purchase or property purchase. So I think that this card is for everyone. I especially think it's for renters. If you rent somewhere and you don't have this card, you are simply missing out, because why not just get points for something you're going to pay every month anyway? And in addition to that, that can help you travel at the end of the year to take a break and reset. I can't think of somebody who this card is not for. Now, also, let's say you have a home and you don't have an HOA, you don't rent. Hey, this card's not for me. Yeah, but still, if you're a traveler and want to use it once a month on the first day of the month, you can do that and get double multipliers on there. Have a little stockpile of American Airlines points that you may not have had. Now, there is a caveat that you do have to have 5 transactions per month in order to get the points. So let it be your Starbucks card. Get a coffee once a morning. Now, also the paying of rent that you may do also counts as a transaction. So all you have to do is pay for where you live, 4 more transactions, you're good to go. You can retire the card. So really and truly, this card's really for everybody. It really is. And I think Bilt in conjunction with Wells Fargo, regardless of your opinions of Wells Fargo, really actually knocked it out of the park with this. I think it was a good play. So now I have this, I've added it to my collection. I used the referral bonus because, hey, sharing is caring. Josh Butler shared, I took, I didn't leave money on the table. Give me that. And that's pretty much it. So I'm happy I was able to bring this to you. It's a little longer than normal, but honestly, this card comes chock full with so many benefits. And also, I have to say that the companion app is a benefit in and of itself. So it is very robust and you can do a lot of things from it. It's actually suggested they steer you to it. Like when you do your Bilt competitions to try to compete for them to pay your rent for a month, all of that's done via the app. You would link your travel partners via the app. You literally cannot do it on the PC. So the app itself is one of the selling points of the card. Now remember, also, I've said it a million times, this is a no annual fee card. So be cognizant of that. And I just want to thank you. If you stuck around all the way to the end of this, God bless you. I appreciate you. And I'm happy with this card. I'm happy I got it. And this is one of the cards that I applied for within my week, and it was a resounding success. And if you want to check out other cards in my collection, I'll go ahead and link 2 videos up here. And until next time, I will catch you later. I hope to see you in the next one.